Personal information questions. What's your family name? What's your last name? What's your surname? What's your given name? What's your first name? What's your middle name? What's your full name? Have you ever used other names? Do you want to legally change your name? How long have you been a lawful permanent resident of the United States? How long have you been a permanent resident? Are you married to a U.S. citizen? What's your social security number? What's your date of birth? When were you born? When did you become a permanent resident? Where were you born? What's your country of birth? What's your nationality? Are either of your parents U.S. citizens? Were your parents married before your 18th birthday? What's your marital status? What's your current address? What were your previous address during the last 5 years? What's your phone number? Do you have an email address? What's your height? How tall are you? What's your weight? How much do you weigh? Are you Hispanic or Latino? What's your race? What's your hair color? What color is your hair? What's your eye color? What color are your eyes? Are you employed? What's the name of your employer? What is your employer's address? What's your position there? How long have you worked there? How long have you been working there? What was your previous job? Can you name the schools you attended during the last 5 years? What did you study? Have you been absent from the United States during the past 5 years? Have you spent time outside the United States during the past 5 years? How many total days did you spend outside the United States during the last 5 years? How many trips of 24 hours or more have you taken outside of the United States during the past 5 years? When did you last leave the United States? When was the last time you left the United States? When was your most recent trip outside of the United States? How long were you away? How long were you absent? How long were you gone? How long were you out of the United States on that trip? Where did you go? Where did you travel? What was the reason for the trip? What's your current marital status? Are you single? Married? Divorced? Widowed? How many times have you been married? When were you married? What's the date of your marriage? What's your wife, husband, or spouse name? What's his citizenship? Is he a U.S. citizen? When did he becomes a U.S. citizen? Where does your spouse work? Who is your spouse's employer? How many children do you have? How many sons and daughters have you had? What are their names? What is your oldest child's name? How old is she or he? What is his date of birth? What is your second oldest child's name? How old is he or she? What is his date of birth? Where was he born? What is her or his country of birth? What is his relationship to you? Does he lives with you now? What is his current address?